Last night I had an experience that's fairly common for me that I don't often speak to because it seems so ordinary in some ways, but um, I think it's common for a lot of people, and it can help to speak to these things to help normalize them and to help remove any masks that I might be wearing around only presenting certain versions of myself or not revealing some of the more challenging moments in my life, which are common. Um, so I'll just explain it. um, Basically, I was just agitated yesterday evening and feeling like this discomfort around just existing, you know. And I notice when I'm like that, I tend to my compulsive behaviors. It's a judgment on them, whether or not that means anything. I don't know. But they start to take over. They start to feel very potent. Specifically, eating. I feel that I probably have an addictive relationship with food. Um, I don't make the most traditionally healthy choices. I'm very into sugary foods, cereal, ice cream, cookies, um, and it's kind of a constant, like not constant, but it seems that I go back and forth between just kind of giving myself permission and eating whatever, and then feeling like I want to um, sit with the energies of wanting to move toward those things and commune with them rather than just going for the thing to see if I can learn more about what's fueling that, what's underneath that. But sometimes there's an intensity to it that I'm just two things happen. One is I kind of just say fuck it and go for it. And the other one is that something in me starts to convince me that I should just follow my passion, follow my flow, just let go of all the mind chatter and just say, oh, my body wants this cookie, whatever it is. Um, and that I create more tension by trying to force myself not to do something or to do something than I do by just flowing with what wants to happen. And that tension could actually be more um, destructive to my well being or my health than actually the behavior itself um, or the substance itself that I'm putting in my body. Um, yeah, so last night I was in that space and I was like, and I kept going to the kitchen and getting more things, and then I judge myself for it. Um, feel shame around feeling like I'm being controlled by impulses that may not be of the highest service to my well-being, and and also my phone. I could feel this dance with I'm gonna put my phone down and I'm gonna like just be with this. I'm gonna meditate. I'm gonna whatever. Um, Basically meditation is my go-to, and I did. I sat with it and I cried, and I often there's grief there. I've noticed for me, um, if I just stop and sit. But it seems I can only do that for so long before these compulsions come back in and sort of run the show again. Um, so yeah, so I was on my phone. I was watching Netflix. I was judging myself for that. Um, Playing on Facebook, feeling like I should be doing this other thing. Um, and just the dance in my mind of what I should be doing, what's productive, what's not. I started working on my book, and then the voice in my head is like, "Oh no, this is a good productive thing. You can do this." But I could only do that for a little bit before I felt too much tension to really engage with that process. And so sometimes I just fall back on feeling like it's all perfect. Um, it all just wants to play out, and I can follow it or not follow it, and whatever happens, it's like there's no wrong move, and really the tension is thinking that there's a right way or a wrong way. Um, the shame that comes in and feeling like this is what the person I want to be would do or not do, or maybe the judgment I might um, anticipate from others in some of my choices. So, yeah, I was just sitting here and suddenly it felt alive to share this. It feels good to share it. I notice, yeah, just being honest, vulnerable, whatever this is that I'm doing, it feels liberating to me. It feels like like I can breathe a little easier, something's off my chest. And sometimes I have this imagining that these things happen for me until I reveal them, until I um, invite alchemy and integration through um, honest expression of this happening for me. And Facebook and YouTube and where I put these videos, it's such a beautiful place for me um, to be in that healing process, because it feels really powerful to have witnesses, to be doing this in a way that other people can see it. Just knowing that other people may be watching feels like it adds to the potency of the experience for me. I don't know if that's true for everyone, but it has been for me. So yeah, and maybe it can be an encouragement for others to watch me and be like, oh wow, that really, I enjoy seeing him share about that. I'm not actually sitting here in so much judgment of him. One thing that seems so interesting about judgment is it seems to dissolve in the presence of honesty for me. When someone's just like openly sharing their insecurities, the things they judge themselves for, whatever, I don't find myself in a place of judgment. I find myself in a place of compassion and gratitude for them revealing these things to me and revealing myself to me, because there's probably a lot of what I'm sharing here that that people can relate to, and there's some sort of relief often experienced in like, oh, it's not just me, and it's okay to be this way. Here's this beautiful human sharing something that I go through, that I'm able to see beauty in him sharing that, and in this person. Maybe I'm speaking to how I hope you're imagining me, how I think I would imagine me if I were you, and how I am feeling about myself in response to being open in this way. So there's a self-love aspect to it too. Like I really appreciate myself um, for being real in this way, for inviting more realness in the world, for co-creating that reality. Because the more I share in this way, the more people that are drawn to sharing in this way show up in my field. And there are many deep friendships, intimate connections that form from that, because it feels safer for many people to share with someone that opens up in this way. That's how I feel when I see someone doing something similar to what I'm doing here. I usually feel a magnetic pull to be in connection with them and to mutually reveal our hearts to one another and expand into the field of love. Honesty feels like such a big piece of remembering love for me. And then I can soften around my own self judgments too, it seems. It's like, it's okay. It's okay that you did some compulsive eating and phone play last night. It's okay that you don't always want to just sit with yourself in those moments and commune with those intense energies. And it's understandable. It's uncomfortable to exist in that space, and you don't have to do it in every moment. You don't have to hold yourself to a standard of perfection. And there's also a humility in it for me of not even knowing if anything is right or wrong. Like I don't know if it's bad or wrong to eat a bunch of sugar. Um, my body hasn't really been responding. I haven't been gaining weight or feeling bad. I get antacid. What's it called? Uh, Acidic um, responses in my body. Acid reflux. I have. So sometimes that can indicate a potential like it's not so great for my body. But generally, I don't feel a whole lot in response. And so, what do I know? What do I know if it's actually not even good for me? What do I know that it's not perfect for me to be following that? And maybe not because it's necessarily good for my body, but maybe because it's good for me to commune with those energies and experience myself in that way and have something revealed to me. Or maybe this is an opportunity to love some part of me, um, to find compassion for the me that's compulsive in this way. Maybe it's an unraveling of thinking that compulsion is a thing, addiction is a thing. Maybe it's not. Maybe this is all just a process of realizing that doesn't even exist. There are so many possibilities that I really enjoy that I don't land somewhere and think I know. More and more, I don't seem to be attached to my, it's not even my perspective, a perspective that shows up on something. I'm like, yeah, maybe it's that, maybe it's something else. It feels very liberating to me to um to be genuinely feeling like that. I don't know what any of this is or what it means. But in those moments of tension, I feel like I think I do. I think it's bad. So yeah, maybe that's what's unraveling. And maybe this helps to share it, to unravel it further, to have loving people in my life that watch my videos and even if they don't respond directly, just maybe there's an energetic component to just being witnessed, just knowing you're out there and feeling you here with me. Maybe that's the return to love, the medicine. Thank you, as always, for joining me in this sometimes messy human dance. Appreciate you. Thank you for the ways that you share, the ways you show up, the ways you engage, and the ways you feel. Just watching and feeling something in response feels like a gift to me. So much love. Bye bye.